We're here to announce a few measures that we think are incredibly important for New South Wales, a series of measures that in many cases we believe will make a major difference for this state. First of all, the government will introduce new laws banning hateful symbols and giving police greater powers to remove face coverings during public assemblies and demonstrations. The government will examine additional measures to further crack down on hateful slogans. Monday's legislation will make it a specific offence under New South Wales law to publicly display. I'll start that again. Monday's legislation will specifically outlaw terrorist symbols such as the ISIS flags and indeed all banned terrorist organisations in New South Wales for public display either in the streets, during a public demonstration or in houses, anywhere. The legislation will give police more powers to require someone suspected of committing an offence during a public assembly to remove face coverings. Currently, removal can only be required if they believe that the person's identity or the person is in the midst of committing an indictable offence. We'll change the law so it can be for any offence, which is particularly important in the context of clamping down on hate speech so that police can be in a position to identify who is responsible for offensive conduct, hateful slogans or racist behaviour. We'll also make it very clear that horrific recent events have shown that the chant "globalise the Intifada" is hate speech and it encourages violence in our community. The chant will be banned alongside other hateful comments and statements made in our community. Now, it's very important that we chart a legislative path that holds up as far as the Constitution is concerned. So the Attorney-General will ask the Legislative Assembly Committee on Law and Safety to conduct a quick investigation and report back to the Attorney-General about changes to the law and hate speech legislation that should specifically be included in the state's the hate speech bills that we passed last year. Now this process is important because we need to make sure that if it's subject to a constitutional challenge in the High Court, it's very clear that we've followed a process by which a committee has investigated it, spoken to stakeholders and recommended changes to the New South Wales government. But I will insist that "globalise the Intifada" is included in that list. I will insist that "globalise the Intifada" is included in that list of hateful, violent rhetoric in New South Wales. Okay, thanks everybody.